Hey everybody. We are discussing the ad industry in this post because the ad industry is very central to site owners and to all of the publishers in the industry, where you can either sell a product and then your content management system and the content that you produce is geared towards selling that product, or you can make the content the product, and in that case you can monetize it through advertisements on sidebars of your website. So this is both for publishers and for the ad ecosystem also, to understand how publishers think and what they're going through right now. So we're going to talk about 4 things for this year, this coming year, and then a fifth. That's more 2018. But let's start first with the first 4. The first of the 4. The web has started slow to some extent with text and images at the beginning, and we're still riding that wave where site owners and websites primarily contain text and images and a few documents, PDFs, those things. And that's been the type of content that's been the most monetized. Ads can be on the sidebar, they can be at the top of the header, they can be in the footer, they can be in the content as well, in between text. A new way of doing image ads is to place the ad on top of the image, overlaying the image. That's kind of a mixed bag, because on the one hand it's a new source of advertising placement, where you had the header, the footer, the sidebars, and then in between the content you would place images, you would place ads. But those ads were in most cases not on top of the content. They were not overlaying the content. Image ads oftentimes overlay the image, and it's a question for site owners and publishers whether they want these their images and their photos to be overlaid with an ad that may hide it, that may get the user to click fewer pages on fewer pages, to maybe bounce from the website. And that's the trade-off of more money per page view versus more page view and more time on site. In this year of 2017, we're seeing that more ads are going to be running as audio ads, which means that as publishers, we will be enticed to have the users enable the sound on their machine. We do not want the users to mute their machines, whether it's a cell phone or a laptop or a desktop, because if that's the case, a muted audio ad does not pay. It runs, but it does not pay, because the tracking will tell the ad provider that the ad was not listened to. The same goes for video. Video is kind of the new big thing, and it's been around for a while. I mean, we've seen Vimeo, we've seen YouTube, we've seen embedded videos in websites to a certain extent. But now these videos are becoming easier to produce and to store with a small footprint. There's a new compression technology called H.265 codec. And H.265 versus H.264. H.265 provides basically the same quality of video with a much smaller footprint and bandwidth. So if you don't have a lot of bandwidth, in the case of many mobile phones, when we are not on Wi-Fi, you'll still be able to get to the video content. And as a result of the video content being easier to store, to produce, and to stream to devices, there will be more opportunities for ads to become video ads. And so that's kind of the theme for content publishers, which is do more videos, do more audio, and then continue with image and text. The second theme for this year is the shift in technologies. We've talked a lot at First Practica about AMP HTML. AMP HTML pages are faster versions of canonical web pages, of these standard web pages. And the same way that AMP sort of requires a rethinking technologically of your web page. AMP ads are also different. A standard ad will not run. It will not be able to run on an AMP page. So you will need to get, if you're a publisher, AMP ad codes from your provider of ads. They will be specific, and they will be able to run in your AMP pages. The same goes for the ad providers and the ecosystem. The publishers need rich AMP ads, and of course it needs all of the technology that enables the header bidding for the AMP ads to pay as much as the standard ads. In theory, AMP ads should pay more because the AMP pages are a premium user experience. They load faster, they're cleaner, and as a result of loading faster and the user having less bandwidth to consume, the ads should say that the ad providers should see that as an opportunity to actually pay more to be in that content where the user is in a good mood, it's in a good state of mind. Another shift is the instant articles. Facebook has its own HTML that's used for instant articles. They load in a split second, just like AMP. A lot of these instant articles are now monetized with ads through Facebook's own ads, but also through the publisher's own ads if they can get them. So that's another opportunity where more content goes to social media. The browsers are also evolving. They are starting to block Flash, which has been the most popular plugin to create and to run ad units on websites. This is all moving to HTML5. Most of the modern browsers now, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, Safari, they all default to HTML5. They will not run Flash. So Flash ads are a thing of the past as of 2017. They need to all move to HTML5. We just talked about Facebook instant articles and the fact that social media companies are moving from more of a platform business where they run their own ads without sharing with publishers to truly platform companies that enable publishers to publish their content natively in the social platform. Instant articles are one example where if you have a blog, all of the content of your blog can be copied over and transformed, as Facebook calls it, transformed into instant articles with their HTML, and that allows you to run ads on this. But now videos are coming to Facebook, user videos, and that also will allow the publishers of these videos to monetize them with ads directly on the social media platform. The fourth and last major move for the ad industry this year, 2017, is SSL. SSL has been a long time coming. It's been around for a decade, 2 decades, but it hasn't gone mainstream. In fact, if you go today to the top 20 websites in the world, you go to CNN.com, it does not run SSL. You go to BBC.com, it does not run SSL. Why is that? It's not a technological problem. It's the fact that the ads on SSL today are not ready. They haven't caught up to the way that the ads have run on HTTP. Today on HTTP you have header bidding, you have very sophisticated methods that are not ported yet to SSL. And that's the reason why all of these big media companies could run SSL if the ads were ready. And so that really is it's a two-sided market where the publishers are going to have to move because Google is pushing them and the rest of the industry is pushing them. But then the ad providers have to adapt to SSL on their end as well. That's really for 2017. For 2018 now, just starting to think about it, after all this, progressive web apps are the next wave. PWAs, progressive web apps. A progressive web app is an in-app experience inside a mobile phone browser. instead of downloading an app, you just favorite a website from the mobile browser, and this will become the new way of having an app on your phone without having to, for the publisher, make all these apps and refresh all these apps all the time. And for the user, having to download 200 apps, all you will do is you will elect to favorite a site, which is going to be a progressive web app, and then you'll get a shell, and then you'll be able to access part of that site offline. And the beauty of offline experience is that you're no longer tied to an internet connection 100% of the time. But it does ask the question for the ad industry, how do we run ads to an offline page? And that's going to be building this year, and that's going to be building next year. And if you want to get started on that thinking process early, you're going to be ready first in 2018 when this goes mainstream. So that's about it. Hope this was helpful. Take care.